Let's go.
And we are live.
What's up, guys? John here with Big Dru for Titan Lifestyle.
What's up, guys? Big Dru with John. Titan Lifestyle. It's Friday. It's 2 p.m. A little bit after 2 p.m. But we're ready to go.
Ready to go.
Topics as always. Events as always. And just Q&A as always. We like the questions, guys, so keep them coming.
Absolutely. Love the questions. Love the support. Thank you guys for all joining us in here. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and all the other social media platforms. I appreciate everybody joining every week in and out with me and Big Dru especially. We got awesome topics to cover today, and they're kind of some interesting ones. I think you guys are gonna get some laughs out of these and been entertained in some of these topics that we got. We always like to start off with therapy of the week. What up, Leroy? What's going on? Albert Chavez, Hawk Squad in the house, man. All these guys. On. I appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about the therapy of the week. And the therapy of the week is a good one this week because it involves, honestly, 3 different therapies. Yes. Right? So Titan Trifecta is just that. It has the trifecta. And what is in the Titan Trifecta as far as the therapies? ECA Stack Plus, Hercules Potion, and Titan Complete. I'm sure you guys have all seen us talk about these therapies when they are therapy of the week just by themselves in solo.
Those are like the fundamental Titan therapies.
Yes. Those are the fundamentals. Those are, other than your HRT if you need it, these are the great foundations outside of that are really going to help you guys get some of the great results, help you in daily life, and perform at your very optimal. And that's where it's all about, right? So let's kind of break down about these things. Albert Chavez said, what's up? What's going on, guys? All right, so first one, let's cover ECA Stack Plus. So ephedra, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and chromium. It's in a capsule. It's not an injectable form, okay? And this is good for a lot of different things. So it's great for energy. It's great for concentration, mental clarity. It's also great for burning fat or losing weight. There's a lot of different benefits that come out of it. So boosting metabolism is another one. Performing better. I mean, if you can think better, right, and you have energy, you're not tired, you can obviously do whatever you're trying to do a little bit better, right?
Yeah, I noticed one thing too. It's not what it's used for, but ECA kind of gives me a sense of well-being.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the
more
caffeine
euphoric,
boost or just something, but it's like when I'm kind of feeling sluggish, I have stuff to do, work to do.
Yeah.
As soon as I take what I'm talkative, I'm in a good mood and I get stuff done. So that's not something that is quote unquote we sell it for.
Yeah.
A mood enhancement, but it kind of does.
Oh, for sure.
When you have a little bit of energy, a little bit of B12, a little bit of caffeine, you feel a lot better too.
Yeah.
So that definitely helps.
Yeah, I definitely think that combination gives you a little bit of a euphoric feeling, which is great for mood. And you want to be in a good mood anyway through the day. You don't want to be in bad moods. Positive vibes attract more positive things to you, more actions. So at that point, you want to be in a positive state as much as possible, guys. This is good for your body too as well because it's less stress on you, right, mentally. So that's just one, right? And I usually take that in the morning. Yeah. You can take it in the morning. You can take it in the afternoon. If you took it in the afternoon, as long as it's not like 8 or 9 o'clock at night, you should be able to get to bed, without any problems or issues there too as well.
But if you work overnight, if you're a factory worker, warehouse worker, or you just work overnight, it's perfect.
Boom, it's good.
Perfect for overnight.
For sure.
Especially if you're getting used to a new sleeping pattern.
Yep.
A lot of times when people have a new job or they get used to a new sleeping pattern. Like a friend of mine, he worked nights forever. Now he's working days. He's like, I can't sleep at night. I'm not used to it.
Yep.
So it's perfect for that too, guys.
Yep.
ECA is the way to go. And again, like John said, you could take 2 a day.
Yeah.
You could take one at 6 p.m., one 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. I wouldn't, just like John said, I wouldn't take it within probably like 4 or 5 hours before going to bed.
Definitely.
If you go to bed at, say, 11 at night, I wouldn't take it after 6. Yeah. After 6 or 7. You know.
Either would I, unless you're going to have like a long night, right? So we're talking about the ECA Stack Plus.
But then you can throw some Superman in there.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can have a night to remember.
Oh, yeah.
That's another topic.
You be rocking and rolling and sweating like crazy.
That's another therapy of the week. Burning fat, building muscle.
Absolutely, 100%. So the ECA Stack Plus is one of our most popular, I think, one of the most popular weight loss therapies that we offer, as far as it's a capsule, right? And a lot of people like that. But here's the thing. If you have cardiovascular issues and stuff like that, this is probably not going to be a good option for you. So we can switch some things out for you if that's the case. But That's just one thing. And a lot of people can use the ECA SAC Plus, but there are some people out there, listen, if you're taking an extreme amount of blood pressure medication, you have serious cardiovascular issues, then this might not be a good therapy for you. And we want your health to be number one priority. So we're taking that to consideration every time our providers are recommending and prescribing things to you guys. So let that be known out there. Health is number one. Right?
Also, real quick, guys, with the ECA, we could also customize that.
Yep.
If you're allergic to aspirin, if you're caffeine sensitive, we can take stuff out, put it in if we need to. So
absolutely,
don't steer away from it if it has too much caffeine. And again, going back to the caffeine content, I've heard a lot of people, especially this past weekend, I was talking to a lot of people at ECA, and a lot of them were quote unquote almost scared to take it.
Really?
I didn't understand why, because the reason why is because they don't know the exact ingredients and milligrams.
Dosages.
These are the same people that take 1 or 2 scoops of pre-workout before they work out, and that has 200, 300 milligrams of caffeine. ECA only has 200 mg, so if you guys have been taking pre-workout, you could easily take ECA.
For sure.
And you're going to feel a lot better. You're not going to have that weirdness feeling.
Right.
So if you guys take pre-workout, or you take caffeine tablets, or you drink a lot of coffee, or even coffee in general, ECA is going to be fine for you guys. It's not going to make you feel dizzy. I've heard horror stories of people taking pre-workout because it makes them use the bathroom. It makes them itchy.
I hate that feeling. I used to hate it.
I'm thinking about it. You have heartburn, you have indigestion, it makes you use the bathroom, and then now it's like you have that nauseous feeling from all that stuff in your stomach. And then the water, and it's too much.
It's definitely
ECA
one
is
of
a
the
lot
worst
easier.
if you were
It's
taking
clean.
that,
It's clean energy. I've taken numerous pre-workouts in the past, and I felt weird off some kind of work. But when it comes to ECA, it's never failed me, and I've never felt funny off of it. Whether I eat, whether I don't eat, whether I'm like dead tired going from an expo to an event. I've never taken it, and it's never failed. Yeah, it's never failed me. It's never really failed me. So.
It never
if
does.
It ain't broke, I'm not fixing nothing.
Definitely not, man. We want to make it better. So before there was ECA, and people were used to put these things together, right? They used to get these medications, for cold medicines and stuff like that, and would have a little bit of ephedrine in there, and that's what they would kind of use and substitute some aspirin and stuff. But this, you don't have to play Frankenstein to create. It's made in a pharmacy.
You're not getting extra stuff you don't need. You don't need a nasal decongestment and an antihistamine.
Exactly. You don't want to put that in your body,
And then when you do need it, it's not going to work as much.
It's true. So, this is very true. So, I mean, with the ECA Sec Plus, it's done in a pharmacy. It's prescribed to you guys. It's real ephedrine. So I get that question a lot. Is this real ephedrine or ephedra or ephedrine?
Ephedrine. There's so many different ones.
Yeah, so
HCl is the real.
Ephedrine HCl. There's no ephedrine extract in this. This is real. And you can only get this from a U.S. licensed pharmacy prescribed because it's banned otherwise for over-the-counter use because people used to abuse this. So it's something that shouldn't be abused and something that will definitely work really, really good for you guys and get you the results, what you want. Hubbard Chavez said, I just ordered some this past week. Looking forward to it. Volix Vladimir, I drink too much coffee and recently soda, my worst vice. I'm looking for a replacement dial back or in the need for such. I'll give this a shot.
Perfect.
You're going to love this.
Yeah.
I promise you. If you're drinking that much, you might want to go with the high dose, which is the blue and white one. There's a low dose, which is a pink pill. High dose, which is a blue and white pill. And there is a dose higher than that for people that have already tried the blue and white one. We don't automatically put people on the red bombs, is what we call them. And the reason is because a lot of patients say, I have a high tolerance, and then they get these things, and some do, and some don't. And at that point, the whole thing with this is not being overstimulated. You don't want to be feeling like a ping pong ball going back and forth between paddles or a pinball getting shot around. You don't want that. You want to clean, good energy. Being overstimulated can cause anxiety for some people too. They don't feel that till they get overstimulated, and people think they need to take more to have it work. Quality over quantity, and everything that we do here. So
I actually went up to the high dose ones and realized I didn't need the high dose. So it kind of works both ways too. So
it's great.
I'm back to my white and reds.
Yeah,
I love my white and reds.
I mean, I take one of those in the morning, and blue and white ones. I'll switch them off, and I take one in the morning. I'm good to go. So I'm good to go throughout the whole day. Great, training sessions and everything like that. And that's another thing. So if you want to take 2 pills per se, right? You want to expedite weight loss and really get a lot of benefit out of it. You need a lot of good energy. You can take 2 a day. 1 in the morning, right, to start your day, and then right before you train in the afternoon, like let's say it's 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, then you can take it and be good to go.
Yeah, I know some people that's drinking those canned energy drinks like literally all day.
Crazy.
Like they wake up in the morning, they have them before work. They're going to lunch break, they have one. It's almost like they're drinking it just with their meals.
Yeah.
You got to think 200-300 milligrams of caffeine,
guys,
4 or 5 times a day. That's caffeine overdose.
Yeah.
I believe caffeine overdose is like 800. You can overdose.
Yeah. I mean,
So, I mean, that's 4 times the amount that's in the ECA, which is way too much.
Yep. Vox, you're welcome. Anything we can answer for you guys, let us know. I appreciate all you guys supporting us with badges too. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. That helps us out a lot. So it gives us support and makes us motivated to help you guys out even more. So come with your questions. If you have anything that we do here at Titan Medical Center, from hormone replacement therapy, medical weight loss, vitamin amino acid injectable therapies, rejuvenation detox, peptides, healing peptides, sexual peptides, weight loss peptides, blood work nationwide. So really knowing what's going on inside. These are key things you guys should really talk about. Even bedroom enhancers for both males and females. Remember, guys, we can service you anywhere in the country via telemedicine if you need to. Pharmacy ships right to your doorstep. The only states we don't do is Ohio and Idaho. I'm sorry, guys. But everywhere else, we got you guys, all right? Ange Tusa, what's going on? Albert Chavez, glad you joined too. Good, 2 capsules per day. Good knowledge for sure.
We got somebody on here. I like the handle. I like the name. 8CGTRT31.
Oh, wow.
That's the name. We said, can you take ECA? Can it be taken with coffee? Can you take them both together? Yeah, that's what I do. I wouldn't go crazy with it. I wouldn't have like an espresso double crazy caffeine. If it's just regular coffee, like regular coffee is what, 60 milligrams, 70 maybe. Then you could take it with the ACA, but again, I wouldn't do it the first time. I always start out with just regular. But again, I'm a coffee drinker too, so I take my ECA. But the thing with the coffee, it's almost, if you're a coffee drinker, it's mental. Like I don't need a big jug of 900 milligrams. No. All I need is literally like probably 4 ounces, like half of a coffee mug. And with me, it's kind of like it kind of melts the capsule and gets it going quicker. But yeah, you can take it at the same time. But don't have 32 ounces of coffee. I would keep it 8 ounces of regular coffee and under. So that way your caffeine doesn't go over. You don't want your caffeine to go over 250. Once it starts getting over 250, 300, that's like the cutoff. That's why a lot of these drinks, they can only go up to 250, 300.
So, the best thing I would say for you guys is try it without taking any caffeine, right? Take the capsule, know how you're going to feel on it first, and then you can add it in. Drew's been doing this a long time, a couple years now. So at that point, a little bit more experience and a little bit, he's a lot bigger guy than you guys too. And he used to take a lot more caffeine than this.
No, I'll tell you how it is. I used to take 3 scoops of 250 milligram pre-workout for years. I mean, I was the guy that would be sitting out front of the gym making videos off the front of my car with like 3 or 4 of this, 3 or 4 of that. Like, looking back on it, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But what John was saying, I didn't take ECA with coffee probably over 6 months. Like over 6 months of taking it. And then one day I was like, let me try. And I'm just, I'm like a wimp when it comes to new stuff. So I'm like, I took a couple sips to melt it down, this and that. After a while, it's okay. I could do about 4 to 8 ounces of regular coffee with it.
So
test it out though, without
see how
it.
you're going, and then at that point move on, and then you can add a little bit on or whatever.
You might not even need the coffee. Some people are just so used to me. I was so used to just drinking coffee. You might not even need it.
For sure. All right, so IFBB Pro Neil asks, how does he get a hold of MK677? So MK677, Ibutamoren Morton. You guys can get that very easily, simply. We make the process very, very simple to do. All you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork, and then at that point, you have to do your medical consult. You'll do that via telemedicine. If you're out of state, if you're in state, you can come in our location. If not, it'll be a video conference via via FaceTime or Skype. And at that point, you'll see the medical provider. And if there's no other issues, you guys can order MK677 and everything pretty much else except for hormone replacement therapy and IGF-1. So you guys would be good to go there.
I want to hear some MK677 stories. The summer's over. A lot of guys are looking to put on some weight, get strong and stuff. So I want to hear the stories. I want to hear the before weight, after weight, how quick it's working. Everyone's different, so.
Trini Queen, what's going on? Big Irishman in the house, Strength Addicts in the house. What's going on, guys? Ange Susan said, I'm stoked to try the Prometheus. You're going to love it, Ange. I think it's going to help a lot in your journey right now of weight loss. You've already lost a ton of weight, 70 pounds. And at that point, this should help really go and add to that number, so you guys are getting a better result. So you're getting a better result for sure. All right, so let's move on to the next of the trifecta. We talked about ECA Stack Plus, went to it pretty death. Next one, Hercules Potion. Definitely one of my favorites. I think it's one of Drew's favorites, and pretty much everybody else who takes it. This involves.
I got a lot of favorites with Titan.
There are, they go so well together, right? It's not like you have to pick one.
It's like choosing your favorite kid.
This is true because they do have different benefits. So you're getting different results out of them. So, Hercules Potion, glutamine, arginine, ornithine, lysine, L-citrulline, proline, taurine, NAC, L-carnitine. So that is a good amount of different things in there. So the first thing you're going to not feel is probably the recovery, unless it's day 2 or day 3 after your training, which is glutamine. Everybody takes in glutamine. This is a great source. It's injectable, gets right in the bloodstream, fastest transportation rate possible. The most instant gratification effect that I think everybody can agree on is with the arginine and L-citrulline. Vasodilator, expanding, pushing more blood through the body, helping pumps for a lot longer. Vascularity pops out a little bit better.
Yeah, and stays.
It stays, right? So that's a
Rope
big
veins.
one. That definitely is a big one, right? So we get a lot of people that love that, and I'm hooked to that feeling.
Yeah.
I'm hooked to it for sure.
I actually had a guy that I spoke to last week and backstage at the show. He was like, "Man, I need that for nationals."
Yeah.
He's like, "I need it. Can I get?" He's like, "How quick can you get it to me? Get it for nationals?" I said, "I'll send you the new patient paperwork right now." I sent him the new patient paperwork backstage. He filled it out, and he just messaged me saying, "I got it. I can't wait."
Nice.
Blah blah blah. I'm gonna start out with 1
Is
ml.
that dude from Texas or
I can't remember where he's
a
from.
white guy?
No, he's a black guy
wow.
from around somewhere around here. I see him
Okay.
at gyms around here before.
All right.
But I think I screenshot and sent it to
Yeah.
you on your DM or something like
Yeah,
that. But,
so this one's great, just for that effect. But, don't forget about these other benefits we're talking about. Ornithine's another one that's in there. So it's an anti-fatigue amino acid. So at that point, it's going to help you train longer, do more strenuous workouts, hopefully more reps or whatever it may be. I was talking about this the other day on Titan Talks. I cover, the therapy of the week on there too. And I was talking about the day we went to Universal Studios.
Yeah.
Right, Duke Show. And we were like power walking, and Drew was walking so fast, the fastest I've ever seen a big man walk, right? Because Sharice
I
is
felt
just
like
booming.
a Kenyan runner. I was just out there in the heat, and Sharice is she glides.
Right?
It's crazy because when you guys see me, John, Sharice, like in
Yeah.
public walking, me and John are like, we look awkward, like trying to keep up. Sharice is just, like she just glides.
She's
It's weird.
doing it, right?
That was terrible.
Like a little gazelle.
That sweat was flowing though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely lost some water weight that day.
And the
for sure.
Hercules too. That day I took Hercules that morning. It
insane,
was like,
yeah.
and then plus in the sun, you guys go out in the sunlight with that Hercules.
Yeah.
As soon as that heat hits you, it's like
Yeah.
your pictures and
It's
everything.
nice. It's
Perfect
real
for
nice.
photo shows. We always talk about Hercules for shows, Hercules
Yeah.
for working out, Hercules for activities,
Yeah.
photo shoots. If
Big
you guys
time.
have a big photo shoot, if you just competed, if you just got your pro card, if you're getting ready to do a show,
Yep.
it's perfect for photo shoots because nothing's going to give you that crazy pump.
No.
I mean, these photos you guys are going to have for years on your phone, your wallpapers, whatever. You might as well take something to make you look good, make you
Yeah.
pumped up and full. So perfect for photo shoots.
Yeah. It's awesome, man. I mean, it's awesome for a lot of different things. It will definitely help in the bedroom too. So we're talking about that blood flow and the vasodilation, so pumping down to the extremities and all throughout the body. So you guys get a lot of different great effects just from these components they talked about. Now let's go into like NAC for liver functions. So we want to have a little protection with our liver functions, right? Because the liver's a filter to the body, and we put a lot of things in our mouth or down it. And at that point, that's all got to get processed through the liver. Where the injections and stuff like that bypass liver, so you're not putting any of these substances in your body that have to get broken down, and you're getting a way higher absorption rate. After that, lysines in there. So lysines to help build the immune system or fortify or support the immune system. And what I mean by that is, every time that we put strain in the body, and that could be us going to work out, that could be us with the car falling on us and what to do, but we're putting strain on our body physically. And our body needs to have some immune support. And that's where lysine really comes into play too. They usually use this. This is a good treatment too for a lot of people that have HSV1 and HSV2. And if you guys don't know what that is herpes, oral or genital. This is a good thing to help make sure that those breakouts don't occur. And it's crazy because there is a high percent of the population that do have these things, whether via oral or genital. So just something to throw out there. It's another benefit. It's another health benefit, but it supports the immune system in that way.
We got someone on here asking when's the best time to take Hercules, how many times a day.
Okay.
If you're taking it before you work out, I'd say 30,
That's how we
45
show
minutes
this. Yeah.
before you work out. And you could take it multiple times a day.
Oh, for sure.
It's just like the ECA. You could take it morning, night.
Yeah.
It's not a stim, so it's
Yeah.
not going to get you, keep you up at night.
Yeah.
But again, you could take it. I've taken it multiple times a day, plenty of times.
Yeah.
If I always train early in the morning. If I have an event or something in the afternoon, I want to catch a little pump, I'll
That's a
take
good
some
one.
too. So
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. I would do 30 to 45 minutes, hour at tops before you're going to go train or do that strenuous activity, whatever it is. At that point, like Drew said, if you got something else like in the later part of the day, let's say you train early like Drew does, you're going to go to the beach, right? You want to have those nice beach
Beach
muscles popping, right?
Beach pump.
You got a photo shoot, or you're going to go to like an event or whatever it is, and you want to make sure you look the best you possibly can. This is a game changer for you. It's definitely going to help in all those different ways. It will help every time you take it. It's not like you build up a tolerance to it or anything like that. And you can take multiple injections of this. So, we always recommend, I know the providers do, by starting with one. If you want to get crazier, you can start spot injecting into different areas in the body to really bring up some maybe lagging body parts, or maybe emphasize those parts more aesthetically. And what do I mean by that? So, everybody has different muscles on their body that develop a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Some people it's arms, some people it's chest, some people it's legs, whatever it may be. So you always want to bring up those body parts, right? Those other lagging body parts, because you want symmetry, you want everything to look like it's supposed to, proportional. So at that point, you can really inject it to those muscles. So whether it's your chest, like some people have a problem developing their chest, injecting your chest, and at that point you can do the workout, and I promise you, it will feel really
I feel
good.
It more in my chest than anywhere. I only need 1 ml right here and one right here.
You get that shelf chest like Andre Adams.
Unbelievable. John was the first one to put me on. I never did anything in my chest.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I had the Andre Adams.
Yeah.
The butt chest.
Yeah.
Like the Rock and Andre Adams. Those are the guys I know with the biggest chest. It was like sitting right here.
So you can inject your biceps, your triceps, anywhere pretty much. Girls like to do their legs. They like to do it in their glutes. Pumping the rump is what we call it. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use this. Or you can just shoot in your deltoid if you don't want to do any of those. And you'll still get a great effect because it works systemically throughout the body. Hold outlaw. What are the best spots to inject, focus on? What are the best site spots, injection focus on training areas for that day? Yes. So that's kind of what you really want to do. You really want to, if you're going to work out bis and tris per se, possibly inject in one of those areas. If it's chest, work on chest, because you're getting more blood flow in there. You're stretching that tissue in there. So at that point, that's what you want. You want to break it down so it builds back up stronger and better.
Yeah, I would start out, like people that haven't taken it before, I would start out with like maybe arms or delts.
Yeah, delts are usually the easiest for people.
Delts are kind of easy, or biceps. The thing with biceps is you'll feel almost like a bruise, not a bruise, but you'll feel like a pump so quick that sometimes people think, oh, did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
No, that's just the pump.
It's true.
So, but I definitely feel it in my biceps. Like I feel like that.
Oh, God, it's the best.
Yeah, it's crazy. But the chest,
yes.
Man. One place I've literally tried every muscle group.
Yeah.
One place I haven't tried it is abs and glutes.
So abs, Dwayne Day.
Or lats. I haven't done it in my lats yet.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people. Even I think Art did a video on doing his lats, and he should inject.
Yeah, I've done rear delts. I've done side, front delts, biceps, triceps, all the heads, calves, quads. I don't need to do my glutes.
Yeah.
But on the glute thing, ladies, if you have a small glute and you want it to be big, the smaller your glute is, the smaller your butt is, the more you're going to see the Hercules.
For sure.
I mean, if you're like a 110-pound woman and you have a smaller glute,
for sure.
Well, if you put it in there, you're going to see that,
Absolutely.
As opposed to a woman that's, say 250 pounds, with her butt is literally twice the size.
Yeah.
You may not see it as much.
Yeah.
Same goes for guys. If guys, you want to use it in a body part that's, you're actually going to see it. If you, like if you put it in your quad, 1 ml in your quad, you're going to feel the pump. But if you want to see that flare, like roundness, biceps, triceps, like it'll literally make you feel heat. For sure. You look round everywhere.
That 3D
and it won't lose
effect.
your definition. No. The guy I was talking to last week that got the Hercules, he was concerned with, is it going to make me lose definition? I spoke to a pro the week before that he was going to use it before he went on stage, top pro. And he even said, am I going to lose definition? You won't lose definition because it's not oil-based.
Right.
If you're putting oil into the muscle, it's kind of lodge in there, can inflame it, and kind of blur out the muscle.
Yeah.
It's water-based, so as soon as you inject it and do a couple reps, it's in there.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about loss of definition. That's the number one thing I hear people want to take it before a show.
Yeah.
Either their coach doesn't know about it yet, and I have to break it down to them, or you're not going to lose definition at all.
Definitely not.
I've actually gotten more definition using it because my diet's cleaner and it kind of sprouts out the muscle more.
For sure.
So
For sure, those muscles are pumped out. I mean, it's a lot better. Like I said, the vasodilation. So if you do have veins running up your chest or through your arms or whatever it is, you're going to see more effect. You're going to love it.
Roadmaps.
Roadmaps for sure. Drew's roadmap city over here. Volix, even if you're a martial artist, you can use this, right? Any athlete or even a parent just walking through Disney or Universal will get a good effect out of this, I'm telling you.
Powerlifters, CrossFitters. If you're a CrossFitter, this would be like the perfect. You have to do so much.
For sure.
The endurance, the reps, all that stuff would be perfect. We don't really talk about it so much in powerlifting, but I think it would help a lot
Even
with powerlifters
runners.
too. Not so much during their meet, because at the meet you're just doing one rep.
Right.
But training going into an event, training going into a powerlifting competition, you'll be able to get more reps, you'll be able to get more and more and more, so then come the day you hit the platform, you'll be ready to go. So.
Even runners, paddleboarders, professional paddleboarders use this, and it's awesome. It's really crazy, guys. All right, so big Irishman. So question, boss man. Ironmans, a little extra info. Just ordered a couple. All right, so Ironmans are really good, right? So Ironmans are libido enhancers, but you can use them in different ways. So let me break this down with Drew. So the way that you use Ironmans, the way we prescribe them, it has sildenafil and arginine in it. So sildenafil is working on the vascular system again now. Usually people say, sildenafil is used for sex, right? It's used for bedrooms, it's used for erection power, but it's blood flow. Now,
sildenafil is Viagra, guys. Just real quick, if people don't know what sildenafil is, it's just a pharmaceutical term.
Yeah. So sildenafil is the active chemical in Viagra. Viagra is a manufactured trademark name by.
Yeah, I hear that all the time. People pretty much like Advil is the company name that makes ibuprofen.
That's right.
Viagra is the company name that makes sildenafil.
That's correct.
It's kind of like Cialis is the company name that makes the Tadalafil. So it's kind of like.
That's right.
You got to know what the difference is. I hear people say, I don't want sildenafil, I want Viagra. I'm like, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing, guys. Trust me, it's the active chemical. So with this, the arginine. So, because we have our Supermans, which are just sildenafil by themselves, or we even have sildenafil and testosterone micronized in one troche. But the arginine, it was to increase blood flow, maximum blood flow. So arginine is a great, like we just talked about in Hercules Potion, vasodilator is pushing blood again. So when you combine those two, you're at the Iron Man status, right? That's full-fledged, top of the line, like erection power.
Literally Iron Man.
Iron Man. That's why we call it Iron Man. It wasn't because of Tony Stark. But with this, it can be used, I guess, in different settings. Now, some of these people like to use it for pumps in the gym. Me, I don't really need it, I guess, but it will increase it for sure, 100%. And there are a lot of people that use this. Another good one to do is tadalafil and arginine, which we can make too. And the difference between those are, for me, I get this question all the time. John, what's the difference between sildenafil and tadalafil? Because they both work on the vascular system.
Big difference.
Big difference. So now with Viagra or sildenafil, we talk about this and the way they utilize the vascular system. But it's real simple to get an erection with sildenafil. So what do I mean by that? The breeze of a wind, the thought of something, the brush up of anything, you're probably going to get an erection, okay? And that's what it's made to do, right? No thinking is going into this. It's just boom. So you could be in the gym, and let's say you're working out, and let's say some hot girl's doing some squats in front of you, or whatever it may be, right? Maybe a guy is, I don't know, whatever your tastes are. So at that point, you might get a little embarrassed in the gym. I don't know, right?
You might have to wear something with a tight waistband.
You might have to wear some spandex underneath.
Something with a tight waistband, if you know what I mean.
Not the gray sweats.
That's right. Not the gray sweats. With tadalafil, now it works in the vascular system too, but it's not as easy to get an erection. It just doesn't automatically pop up. Usually, you have to start kissing, you have to start touching, and you get into that mood where it really starts working. So that's the difference, per se, of what you're going to get out of it. But they'll both work in that function if you want to use them in the gym or in the bedroom, whatever it is.
Kill two birds with one stone. See, a lot of times we're talking back on the ECA, a lot of times people make their homemade, and it has stuff they don't need in it. I hear a lot of times people, I want to pump in the gym, so I'm going to take a Viagra. Why don't you just take some Hercules and then take the Viagra when you need it to do what it's intended to do?
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like the same thing. Like, why take a Viagra just for a pump when there's other stuff that can give you a pump?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Hercules is not going to give you an erection like that.
No.
It'll help it.
It will definitely
help it, but it's not going to make it jump like that. So
no, it's not going to. And here's the other thing, the flip side of that. Usually you should use Hercules Potion when you're trying to work out. If you use sildenafil or tadalafil, some people, right, get symptoms. Headache. They get stuffiness, like congestion in their nose.
Flush face.
Flush face for sure, 100%.
That's only some people, though.
Yeah, only some people.
Some people are fine with that. But I know when I tried it, I'm more of a tadalafil than sildenafil guy.
Yeah.
I like tadalafil better because it lasts longer. It
Yep.
lasts 2 or 3 days as
Yep.
opposed to 5 or 6 hours.
Yep.
Even though I feel like sildenafil lasts like the whole day.
I think
they say
sildenafil
5 or
will.
6 hours, but if I take it today, I'm still gonna feel it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with sildenafil, and I don't get to take this as much because Sharice's not letting me. Sildenafil, like, literally, I'll fill it the next day, like, in the middle of the day or whatever, and I'll, it'll just pop up. But at that point, for guys that want to last longer, because I've been getting this question a lot, and actually had some girls comment on some things like, hey, I love my husband, sex is great, but you know what, he just can't get me there because it's like a minute or two.
Yeah.
I'm like, so we do have some things for that too. So if you guys want to last longer, we've got you covered there too as well. So we've got all these goodies for you guys. You guys just gotta let us know what's going on and how we can help you, and we'll curtail
savers.
relationship savers 100%. Had to reboot. All right, so I know, good concrete guy. You two are breaking sidewalks.
Hey, the sidewalk broke out front. They need to fix that.
That's right. They're
Hopefully
fixing it
it'll be
as
better.
we speak, man.
There's a good
As we
comment
speak.
right here. Team Sonya.
Oh, Team Titan. So
Finally
hi
back.
there. I'm finally back in the gym after the pandemic. Planet Fitness. You inspired to go back. Thanks.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Love it.
We love to
Team
inspire and
Sonya, love
motivate.
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Team Sorry, get out there, do it, man. You'll feel better all the way around. You'll feel
Where are you
mentally-
calling from? Are you
Yeah.
from Florida or where are you calling from? I love hearing stuff like
Yeah,
that.
what state are you from? For sure.
Cool.
All right. What else we got here? So Big Irishman, Talk Squad. I should have made my back day today. Pushing huge weight, throwing around 45s like candy. Hercules Potion is insane sometimes. That's awesome.
Love it.
And that's what it's going to do. So, I mean, that's the best way to do it for sure.
445 is a T-bar. Well, that's a good weight.
Absolutely.
Man.
Big shout out to Justin Caviar. So Justin's in our building. This guy's got a great podcast too. So you guys should go check him out too as well. Great guy, local Tampa guy. He was at the Rays game the other day. Had a great seat. I went on his live. He shouted out us. So we appreciate all the support. And back at you, man. Good dude. I watched some of his stuff. You guys will find it pretty entertaining, I think. Try to throw 6 and 7s or 8s like Giants himself. Yeah, Drew can definitely, he'll throw around some big weight. It's seriously, it's crazy to watch, because I mean, listen, I've seen powerlifters and all this do this stuff, but they don't look like Drew, right? These guys don't look aesthetically like Drew. They got a lot of weight on them, and of course, the more weight that you carry, the more you're supposed to build to push up, right? Yeah. But it's crazy. So functionality wise, Drew tops that, and he puts up some serious weight. Like nothing. Like doesn't strain, just does it. It's crazy. Yeah, I love hearing people. We love to hear about people getting excited about training too as well. Yeah. Oh, the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
In New York, huh? So big shout out. Get back in that gym. Really, take advantage of it. I know there's some crazy things going on in New York right now. So hopefully all is well otherwise.
In the Bronx.
The Bronx,
for
sure.
I got people in Co-op City in the Bronx.
Nice.
Team Sonya probably knows Co-op City.
Co-op City, yes sir.
28-minute
TRX Kristen, what's going on? Motion, Justin Caviar, thank you. I appreciate that, brother. And back at you. All right, so let's talk about Titan Complete so we can finish up the trifecta. So the Titan Trifecta ECA Stack Plus, we've talked about. Hercules Potion, we've talked about. Titan Complete, let's get into it. So MIC, B Complex, B12, branched chain amino acids, which there's only 3 branched chain amino acids. These are essential amino acids as well. And L-carnitine. So with this, you're going to get great weight loss, more natural energy, nervous system, hair, skin, nails out of it, benefits. You're going to get the branched chain amino acids, which are great for lean muscle mass, not going to catabolic effects. There's a lot of different benefits out of branched chain amino acids just by themselves. But when you're having B complex in there with B12, this is going to help a lot of different things, especially boosting your natural metabolism. You want your body running the best it possibly can optimally. L-carnitine is going to be in there too with weight loss and they say for more of an anabolic effect. I don't know about more of an anabolic effect, but it will definitely help you guys out a lot of different ways with weight loss, boosting metabolism, and other things. But as far as anabolic effect, I just don't know. I do know this. And I want you guys to look it up. I don't think I've ever brought it up on here. It might have been years ago. So there are actually studies on amino acids to raising IGF-1 and growth hormone levels. Now, when I read about this before, this is kind of why I made some of the combinations I did, because I wanted to really see if it really could happen. And if you guys look into it, arginine is one of them, L-citrulline is one of them, ornithine is another one of them. But you could take these different things. Now, when you think about growth hormone, or anything as far as a peptide, all those things are are different sequences of amino acids. Same amino acids, right? So if you guys want to try out the experiment, take these amino acids in the morning on an empty stomach, at least for 30 minutes in advance before you eat. That way, it'll get in the system. Do a baseline IGF-1 level, and then do another one 30 days later. See if it really increases. We have had patients where it has happened. So it's a really, really cool thing. I don't think I've ever brought it up, but it's definitely there as far as the research. And it's a real cool thing. If you could just take amino acids and raise these levels naturally, it's a big benefit.
I love trial and error with my body, too.
Sure.
So that'd be something I'd be interested in.
For sure.
Trying.
Sarah, what's going on? IBU Pro Neil, Co-op City, the sinking city.
Sinking city.
That's cool. All right, so let's get into our subjects for the day, because I told you guys we got some entertaining ones, and we got about 20 minutes left. So the first one, I think everybody's going to laugh about this or be sad about this, whatever category you may fall in. Let's talk about it because it's kind of crazy. All right, OnlyFans will start prohibiting explicit adult material in October.
It's going to be, it's a lot of people are going to face realization. A lot of these people that are, quote, OnlyFans, that's like their job now. You see people now like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I do OnlyFans. Like, not I'm a doctor, not I'm a lawyer, not I'm in school. I do OnlyFans.
Yes.
It's like, and even, it's crazy thing is now if you're a high school girl, guy, whatever, if you're in high school, you'd be like, I'm going to get a gym membership, I'm going to get my body good, and I'm going to do OnlyFans. Like, that's like what their goal is. So now they're taking that out, the sexual aspect of it out. I wonder what's going to happen now. I mean, all these girls or guys are going to have to go back to work. Or they're going to have different avenues. They're going to have their regulars that's already been paying to see them. And they're going to say, oh, just Venmo me and call me on FaceTime.
So,
so it's kind of like, they're going to have, it's almost like,
it's like a teaser.
They're taking away the platform. To be able to reach all those people. But I feel like the quote unquote OnlyFans, that's all they do. They have like regulars. They have like, everything. So all they have to do is just have all those people info and just.
Well, that's kind of what it is. I mean,
you could download any app right now and do a video call. So it doesn't even have to be FaceTime or stuff. It could be like some random one.
This is true.
I don't know.
So the only thing about this was the only reason OnlyFans is doing this, all right? Because OnlyFans is gonna go public as far as that goes. And they have people they have to answer to. One is their bank processors. And banks don't like to get involved with shady activities, right? Like cannabis industry still, they can't do. They don't like to get into porn or explicit materials. There's different things that they will do and will not do, right? And they don't want this. So basically, OnlyFans is going to have to comply with this. And at that point, like Drew said, they're seeking currently funding for $1 billion. That's what they're currently going for. And I'm just getting to this realm myself, so I'm starting to learn this game too as well. So you have to be in a certain aspect for these companies, these private equity firms to want to invest the money to take you public. It's really crazy. But with this, like you said, Drew, you go on there, you still have your OnlyFans. Okay, you can't do explicit material. Cool. Take a sexy
call
pic.
me on FaceTime.
Yep.
Boom.
Listen, if you
Venmo,
guys
boom.
If you guys are doing this right now, if you guys are doing OnlyFans, I'm going to tell you the way to make your money and to keep your money. All right, this is what you do. You keep your OnlyFans. You go on there. You take a really cool pic or sexual pic or whatever it is, not too sexual to break the guidelines, but just there. At that point, you have a picture and you create your website. Make your URL, create your website, put all the content you want on that website. It don't matter. And then there are processors out there that do porn sites. There's a lot of porn sites out there, right? You guys can find a processor
even like
that will do that.
webcam type stuff. There's so many.
You still got to find a processor.
Yeah.
So the thing with webcam,
but with the webcam, I don't mean quote unquote webcam. If you just put your phone.
Webcam site.
No, if you just literally just take your phone and like a video call.
True.
So it's like even though they can't actual webcam, like now that you could video call anyone, you could do this, you could send money, all that stuff. There's so many avenues to do that. So now it's like, I don't have OnlyFans anymore. Go get a cell phone that's a business line, an iPhone, and just use that. These people have that number. They can call that number. It's like a business line, and then they can FaceTime from there. So they can Skype. If you have Android, it's like, okay, this is my work phone.
It works to a certain extent, how Drew's saying. You can do that only to a certain level. Let me explain. Because I went through this with Titan Medical Center. When I first started Titan Medical Center, it started with a cell phone. And it started with, it was like a Square account, but it wasn't Square. It was one of the other ones. And what we would do is we were rapidly growing, okay? That means we were processing money larger and larger each week. When it got to the point of hitting $12,000 in processing, the company said, hey, listen, we're holding your funds. We want you to send in your bank statements for the last 3 months to verify that each transaction and where it's going to.
These girls or guys can't.
They're never going to be able to do
never-
that. So you guys got 2 options if you guys are doing this. I'm giving you guys great advice. 1, create your own site, your own URL. Find the processor that does process pornography or explicit material. 2, go to another webcam site that's already got the processing set up. They're going to take a percentage from you guys, and you guys will be just like OnlyFans, but at a lot smaller scale because OnlyFans has created this huge name. So that's the reason that they took their percentage. Now, that's the only way you guys are really going to be able to get out of it and still make a lot of money and keep your money. You can keep all your fans because you can tell them to go there, and once you have all those fans that go there, they can send out a message or share it or whatever it may be, and you guys can get your advertising like that. That's the best.
I think
way.
it's kind of good that they're limiting all the sexual stuff being able to put online. I know, big shout out to Apple because now with iCloud, they're actually like going after people if they see like any type of child pornography or whatever in your iCloud. They'll go after you right now. I don't know why it's taking this long.
I know.
Like when I read that article last week or whatever, like now Apple or iCloud, now you're gonna get they're gonna go in there and look for. Why are they just doing that now? They have the ability to go in there and look at whatever they want. Like
I agree.
It's like all this time they've been seeing people exploit kids and they haven't been saying anything until now. But it's good that they're doing that, though.
Absolutely.
Now it's like, I mean, just like I say every week, you're being watched all the time. You're being listened to all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Especially kids now, they get a hold of a device. They can do anything.
Oh, for sure.
Get a hold of a phone. They could watch porno. They could call someone. They could have a stranger, try to convince them to meet them or whatever.
True.
It's just...
It's so true.
Yeah.
You know, guys,
I'm glad I grew up when I grew up.
So am I. I found out the hard way with the kid. I think when Peter was like 8 years old, I used to let him have an iPad, and he'd go on YouTube and watch some videos or whatever it is, and it funneled him, and it funneled him into porn, right? And at that point, like, I seen his iPad one day. What the hell are you watching? It's just crazy. So, we'll see. Porn companies are definitely going to probably follow that platform, and they will profit. You're absolutely right because they're profiting still. They're risking going on your own. Mostly, it's a lot harder to hide their location. It might be. It definitely might be. But at that point, it is what it is. If you're shooting your stuff, and it is what it is. You'll put it out there. They've been doing this for years. This is not something that's new to the game.
Or they'll just have a different OnlyFans. It won't be called OnlyFans. Like Facebook when MySpace was huge, and then no more MySpace, and it's Facebook, and then now Instagram and all this TikTok and whatever. Like they'll probably have another one called like. It won't be called OnlyFans, but it pretty much does the same thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Or there'll be like a whole bunch of them.
For sure. All right. How fast does Hercules potion take to effect? Should be after your first injection. You should feel
3 weeks, 2 weeks. No way. 3 hours, 2 hours would be too long.
Yeah. An hour it should take effect for you right after you inject it. At longest, at most. Usually, me and Drew will do it like 30 minutes before, maybe 45 minutes, and the first set, you're feeling it roll right.
Yeah, like when you do it in your chest, if you do some push-ups, like 20 push-ups, you'll feel like you went in the gym and like PR'd for hours.
Absolutely.
Like your chest is just
Absolutely. That's a little tip and trick from me and Drew. For all you guys who are going to like a beach party, pool party, or want to take your shirt off somewhere, do the Hercules potion, drop down, do 25, 50, 75 push-ups, whatever you can do at the most. Rep it out, and then you'll get up and you'll be feeling like that, and you'll be looking like that for at least a couple hours.
Yeah,
anyway.
I love the days we go to the beach. I take my ECA in the morning. I take my ECA with my Hercules and eat a meal, then go out there and just lay in the sun. It's like the Hercules is in me. I get the veins popping out. The ECA is moving, so I get the sweat and burning fat. I love it, man.
So that's what it is. Yeah, Telegram is like that. Telegram. These girls need to use their platforms, right? And a lot of them already do. But they always redirect them to OnlyFans now. So I know girls on Twitter, and Twitter can have some explicit images and stuff that's on there. It's crazy, and they'll push them right there. So it's nuts the way it is. They'll find some other avenue. I'm sure they will. Somebody will always do something. All right. So the next one, mother on flight from Disney World was asked to glue a mask to her 2-year-old's face. So when I read this first off, I was like, oh man, Disney World, is this a Disney? No way. Yeah. So when you start reading into what happened, this was actually on a plane. These people were coming back from Orlando and from Disney World, and they were on a Southwest flight. They're on the Southwest flight, and this family has a 2-year-old kid. The kid didn't want to keep the mask on, all right? And 2 years and above, they have to wear a mask on a plane. It's federal mandated law. And at that point, they're trying to do it, and it wasn't happening. So what do the flight attendants do and say? The flight attendants go to the family and say, listen, you should glue the mask to her face. What do they do after that? Because this was stunning. Or it'd be one thing just be joking around and saying that. They go get the adhesive, and they brought it right back to the family to do.
Now, did they use adhesive that's made for skin, or they use like Elmer's glue on the girl's face?
The family didn't do the glue.
That's crazy.
They didn't do the glue. I wouldn't have did the glue either.
I would have been recording with my phone the whole time as they're doing that.
Are you serious right now? You're telling me to put adhesive on my kid's face? I don't care if it's... I mean, unless you have some medical adhesive, which I don't.
No, that's what I mean. Like if it was a nurse that was like it's safe but they're just gonna grab some like Elmer's glue or like rubber cement.
I don't know what the hell
I
they
would
use.
be
It didn't say what it was, but it was that little girl right there. So I mean,
yeah, and her skin's so sensitive. She's young and everything too. It's not like my skin. It's been shaved in the sun for 30 years.
Exactly. So I mean, this is crazy. That these stewardess or whoever's on the flight attendants are doing things like this. They've been duct taping a lot of people, and maybe in some of those situations where people are trying to break out of the plane or whatever it is, that might have been probably your best option, I guess, to restrain. But when we start talking about things like this, like gluing kids' faces to damn masks, I mean, what are we talking about here, guys? Come on.
The thing with the planes, it's like whenever there's an issue, it's not like these people can just leave.
No.
That's the thing. Like we talked about it last week. I think was it last week? I was talking about it, like, there needs to be some type of holding cell in the plane.
Yeah.
Or like better security where if something happens, hey, you're out of line. We're putting you in the cell. Once the plane lands, evacuate everybody first, and then take him or her, and deal with it. Like once you're on a plane, it's like you're up there, and it's almost like, there's no escape.
I just don't. At that point, like
you can't just say screw this plane, screw this flight. I'm not putting the glue on my face, and I'm leaving. You can't.
No,
like you're
can't.
there.
You got to comply to a certain extent.
What are you gonna do? No, I'm not.
There's got to be some sort of regulator on the plane.
Yeah, like a plane police or something.
Flight attendants and the flight attendants that duct tape the second person, because there's been like 3 already. They duct tape the second person. Those flight attendants actually got suspended because they were not supposed to do it. So they're not cops. They shouldn't be policing anybody on the plane unless they're out of line. And then maybe somebody on the plane, like maybe they should have a flight officer on every plane. At that point, they're watching over everything. Just
I know they have undercover sometimes.
They got marshals, U.S. marshals that fly in there. But at that point, we should be looking after some of these different things because they shouldn't be power struck either and power hungry and their heads just go through the roof at that point.
Yeah, they know you can't leave. It's almost like
they know you can't talk back to them.
You can't just step out the plane. You're there.
So I mean, what are they going to do? Arrest them, put them back? Like, there's got to be some sort of regulation on this that's going to go forth, and I'm sure something's going to be put in place because of so many different things that are happening here. Sha'Carri Richardson will race Olympic medalist after ban from competing in Tokyo. It's pretty cool.
Sha'Carri Richardson, she set I don't know if you guys know who she is, just a brief rundown. She went to LSU. She was a freshman of the year. She set the NCAA collegiate national record, like a 10.75. Blew everyone away. Was the fastest runner in the world.
Yes.
Then going into the Olympics, she tested positive for marijuana.
Yeah.
Make a long story short, they banned her.
Yeah.
It's been some craziness because they banned her. I mean, she was dealing with the loss of a family member, so she said that's the reason why she took it to cope.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. To make a long story short, she has redemption now. She's going to race against the 3 women that won gold, silver, and bronze.
Right. This is going to be awesome.
Tomorrow. And it's her chance to actually, I want her to win.
Yeah.
I want her to win the whole thing. I feel bad for her just because, she smoked marijuana or whatever, or however she used it, she wasn't being able to. But this is I got my timer set. It's tomorrow at 4 o'clock.
That's awesome.
And she's going to have a chance to race against those guys.
That's awesome.
This is like her redemption. If she didn't have this race, it's almost like, damn, but it's good that she's still hot. She's still the fastest runner. And hopefully she wins.
If she beats him, then she's going to be who
who
deserves the medal now.
She's got to go against Elaine that won the gold.
Yeah.
Had the second fastest time ever. Then she has to go against Shelly Ann Fraser, who one of the fastest ever. She was number 1 in the world.
Yeah.
And then this new girl, Sha'Carri Jackson, or some new Jamaican girl that was a 200 runner. Mm-hmm. Now she runs 100. So all 3 medalists, she's going to run against them tomorrow at 4. I can't wait. I hope she wins. Or I hope she at least makes top 4.
Yeah.
Just to know that she could have got a medal at the Olympics. I don't believe in people not being able to play a sport because they choose to do marijuana.
Well, I mean, it's legal in the state that she was in, so at that point,
Oregon too.
You got to kind of look at where they're coming from, right? Legality issues or not. But I guess with the doping agency, the Olympics, and all those guys, well, this is international, and these are the rules that we set in place, and it doesn't matter where you live or what's legal in your country. These are the rules for here. So, I mean, I can see it from both sides. Like, you shouldn't have did it. You probably shouldn't have did it. So at that point, you should get some sort of punishment.
Yeah.
But you got to look from the other aspect. This is legal where I'm from. You know, this is even internationally, marijuana is getting deregulated in a lot of these different countries. So we got to update maybe policies.
Yes, definitely.
To new age,
and with
right?
the testosterone testing too. I don't know if you know how that works. And real quick in female track, if you test too high for testosterone, you can't run the 800 and the 400 meters.
Yeah.
So there was a girl there was 2 African runners that tested high. They're women, but their testosterone level was too high, so they couldn't run the 400. So what they do, they ran the 200, and then the girl got like a silver medal in the Olympics. Yeah. So it's like even that, like they need to change something.
They got it.
Like, okay, I'm looking at you. You are a woman. We can clearly see that you are a woman.
Yep.
It's not like you had a sex change.
Right.
It's not like the girl, the power lifter that was a man that became a woman. Like you've been a woman your whole life. You have female parts your whole life, but because your levels are too high, you can't race. So now it's like, I mean, there's so much stuff going on in track.
So with that, you know, so if you guys don't understand how natural women can have high testosterone levels, so there is one thing that will definitely raise testosterone levels in a woman, and that's PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, excuse me, polycystic ovarian syndrome, PCOS. And PCOS, what it does is it revs the ovaries. It puts them into hyperdrive. And the ovaries for women produce testosterone and produce eggs and produce cysts that go on the ovaries. With this, the Sharice had it, right? And before COVID, because that just took out her hormones, she would be double the natural limit naturally. No testosterone, no nothing, double the limit because of PCOS. After COVID, shot, gone. But yeah, so women that have this can have that. Now, some women could supplement testosterone still. It just, at that point, you got to do a lab test. They can break down which compounds are in your blood. So they can tell if this is a natural thing or an unnatural thing, and that's where I think that we should be looking. Is it natural to the body, to this woman, to have this, or has she supplemented some testosterone, and that's why she has this?
So my whole thing is what the biggest thing I had was, okay, if your testosterone is too high as a woman, why is it race specific? Like, why can you not run the 400 but you can run the 200?
I don't
you see a lot
that.
of 200 and 100 runners this year. They never ran the 200 and 100 their whole careers.
Right.
Now all of a sudden at the Olympic trials and at the Olympics you're running that.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, okay, those are the ones. Now this is the key factor right here. Usain Bolt. And this is different because it's a man. I'm not sure how testosterone works. I don't know if it's the same if your testosterone too high as a man. Yeah. Usain Bolt was the top 400-meter runner in the whole world. One lap as a 16-year-old from Jamaica, top in the world. Yeah. He always ran the 4. All of a sudden the Olympics come around. What happened? He ran the 200. It was his first time running the 200. Like, oh, he's running the 200 now. He's doing so good. And then he ran the 100. So it's kind of, and then he kind of like didn't do the 400 anymore. Yeah. So it kind of got me thinking, like, it's the same with men. But now every single time I see a 400 runner, they're top in the world, and all of a sudden they go to the Olympics. Now they're doing the 100. It's like, whoa. That's weird. That's the reason why. I never knew the reason why until now. But it's just, like, why is it race specific? Why, if your testosterone's too high, you can't run the 400, but you can run the 100. It's weird because they have like all these studies. I have a long video. I was watching it. It's like all these different studies that says like in the mile, high testosterone didn't have an effect, or it did have an effect, but in the 100 it didn't. So if you run 4 laps, testosterone will give you an advantage. But if you're just running a football field, it won't.
Really?
I'll send you the link. It's the craziest. It's a long thing. It's a long, detailed thing.
That's cool.
It's the craziest thing. I'm just like, an advantage is an advantage.
Yeah.
But why make it race specific now? If you have girls, now these 400 runner girls are like, I'll just switch to the 200 now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And they're dominated.
Man, that's crazy, guys.
Got about a 5-minute warning, guys.
All right, so we got about 5 minutes
much
left. Too much. That's crazy. All right, so the Washington football team now narrows a list for possible new names. We got 3 final choices. So they haven't released the 3 final choices yet. They have the ones that they released, I think, in April. And I think there was like 8 or 9 of them. So if you guys have been following everything that's been going on the last 2 years, the Washington Redskins have officially chose they're going to change their name, obviously, because there's been a lot of political things going on. There's been a lot of people that think it's racist as far as Redskins, which I can kind of see to a certain extent.
If I was Native American,
I wouldn't like that. You know, I can understand that. Yeah. So they're going to change their name. And it's going to be the Armada, the Brigade, the Commanders, Defenders, the Presidents, the Red Hogs, the Red Wolves, or Washington Football Team. I don't know about Washington Football Team.
That sounds terrible.
Right?
Red Wolf sounds good because it keeps the red in there.
Yeah. I don't like the red hogs.
I don't know about hogs. That's
No.
too down south.
Yeah. You know,
Like,
defenders, commanders.
presidents.
I don't like the presidents either. Like,
don't
okay,
like-
you're a president. No big deal.
Yeah, I'd have to go with either Brigade or Red Wolves.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, that is kind of crazy that it went that long. Certain things, like, now everyone's so sensitive and stuff. I mean, I shouldn't say it about that because I'd be pissed. If I was Native American and they had a team called the Redskins, that'd be like having a team called the Blackskins.
Yep.
Like what? And then they have a picture of like a black guy with an afro with a, because the Redskins, it has a picture of a Native American guy with the feathers and the whole thing. So
And a red face.
Yeah, and a red face. So just think if it was like, oh, the Blackskins, and it had a guy with a, the typical
Black face.
bamboozled black
Face.
face with the pink lips, and he's like,
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense.
Yep.
But
I can
I want
definitely
to see.
understand
I want to see what they're gonna do. That's gonna be good.
You know,
Red
it
Wolves.
was funny. I was talking to somebody the other day, and because I'm coaching Peters baseball, which I have to do the draft tonight for that. And
Draft.
yeah, I have to draft kids.
Oh,
I got to draft kids for my team tonight. So exciting, right? I got the draft tonight. But at that point, this one kid was from Ohio. He's wearing Cleveland Indian stuff. I'm like, man, I was talking to one of the guys. I'm like, well, that ain't gonna be there no longer.
Oh, yeah,
that's
it's
gone
true,
too.
yeah.
I think they're gonna be called the Guardians, the Cleveland Guardians, or something like that. So. Yeah, it's gone for that. So I don't think the Cleveland Indians was a bad name.
Yeah, I don't think that's
The
too bad.
Redskins,
But then again,
yes.
I'm not Native American or Indian, so I can't say. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard to say unless you're that. Like, that's how you feel.
True. So, all right, guys, we've got some awesome events that are coming up here very shortly. So we're good for August so far. September, we really start getting into the mix. So September 9th to 11th is St.Pete Art and Fashion Week. So we're going to be out there representing for you guys. Having all kinds of new fashions that are going to be hitting the runway at that show. It's on 9/11, which is to tribute to all the fallen people that gave their lives or got destroyed in those buildings around our country. So I remember watching that in college, man. It was in an accounting class, and I remember walking in, and at that point they had the TVs all on, and they showed us that, and I was like, oh my God! And they sent everybody home.
Oh, wow.
I couldn't believe it. So it sucks. But this is going to be an awesome show, an awesome tribute. It's a charity event too as well, so money will be donated to 9/11 funds, I'm pretty sure. That's what they said. Next one after that, we've got the WCFL. So that's the 18th and 19th. The 18th is the actual show. So we're going to be there. They're going to be fighting in the cage. Awesome event put on by Rafael Garcia. And it's a big one, right? It's the 30th anniversary of this. So 30th show. It's really cool.
9-year anniversary.
9-year anniversary, 30th show. Sorry, excuse me. And on the 19th WCFL, we're gonna be doing the Hall of Fame. Yeah, Hall of Fame show. So at that point, we're gonna be there and representing. That's on a Sunday. So if you guys want to join out, that one's actually gonna be like somewhat of a dress-up event.
Yeah, black tie affair.
Black tie affair. So they're gonna be inducting some people. After that, we got Tampa International Airport Annual Employee Health and Wellness Event. So that's October 13th. Before that, we'll have Olympia. That'll be the 7th, 8th, and 9th, I believe, in Orlando. And we'll be out there, rocking and rolling. We'll be out there 7th, 8th, and 9th. I'm not going to be there the 10th. The 10th is a Sunday. We're heading home. Sunday morning, we're heading home, so we're not going to be there. If you want to see Titan Medical Center and get some great giveaways, see me, Big Dru, a lot of the Titan crew that's going to be there.
It's going to be a lot bigger this year, too. I got inside information, a
yeah.
lot more boost, better setup. Last year was kind of last minute with the pandemic, but this year is going to be a lot bigger, a lot better.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it that it's in Orlando. It's perfect, perfect venue. Everything's close. The food's good. And Vegas is kind of a mess, so it's good that it's here.
Yeah, it's good it's here in
I
Florida.
like it being back here in
Absolutely.
Florida.
It's a lot closer to us.
Yeah, bring everything to Florida.
Hour and a half from us.
The Super Bowl, Stanley Cup, bringing everything to Florida.
Bring it all. Bring it back to Florida. All right, so we got one more minute left. Looks like they're family busy. Yeah, we're busy for sure. 100% Freedom Light Productions. Thank you. Andrew Adams, we told you that stack was going to work good. The
15 pounds since we saw you?
I bet. I bet. You're eating right. You're training correctly. You're going to gain some really good lean mass with this stuff. All right, so after that, Tim Gardner's NBC Hurricane Bay, October 23rd. So September, October is going to be busy for us. November 13th, Cars and Couture 11th Annual Collectors Gala. That's going to be an awesome event. Big shout out to Donna Crowley for all her events, and those especially, we love them. We'll have the Titan rides out there too, especially. I think we added one more to the fleet. and traded in the Hummer, so you guys will see that when it's wrapped. I want to make sure it looks good before I present it to you guys.
Yeah, it looks good, guys. It looks good.
And December 4th, Tim Gardner's NBC Atlantic Coast, which Titan Medical Center is a main sponsor of that, title sponsor, I believe. So at that point, we will see you guys there, and we'll probably add some events here or there in between that mix too. And we got a lot of cool new Titan gear coming for you guys. I want to let you know. So it should be here in about a week or two. I'll let you guys know. We'll show some off in the show and maybe give some away to you guys.
That's it, guys. We'll be right back next week. Make sure you guys wash your hands, wear your mask if you have to.
Yes.
And always make sure you guys tune in every week. If you guys are on YouTube, hit the bell so you can be notified of these videos. Also, check out the podcast on your iPhone or Android phone. And also check us out on Facebook and Instagram as well. I'm Big Dru for John.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
see you next week. Have a great